need that. I'll just ask if there's any additional. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. I'm Sandy Wheel, and I'm reading today portions of a letter that was dated 10/28/11, which was addressed to Mayor Lee, President Buell, and all the commissioners. The subject was lead paint dispersal and contamination at Stow Lake, which all of you should now be aware of, I hope. Here are portions of the letter. Since renovations at Stow Lake have begun this fall, several public health and safety issues and environmental concerns have surfaced. In January of 2010, Save the Stow Lake Boathouse Coalition and others raised concerns about lead paint at the historic boathouse in writing and verbally to Rec and Park staff who deflected these problems. In response to public concerns, Rec and Park Department representatives testified in front of the Board of Supervisors, in front of the Historic Preservation Commission, and the Rec and Park Commission on multiple occasions, promising to follow all local, state, federal laws and ordinances while renovating the boathouse. Many promises were made as well by representatives of the Ortega family enterprises that every precaution would be taken to ensure public safety as well as to protect the environment. In early October of this year, many witnesses saw workers power washing, blasting, sanding, and scraping the paint off the boathouse without using any netting, tarps, or other protective barriers. On October 25th of this year, Dr. Pinky Kushner, PhD in neurosciences, and Suzanne Dumont, clinical social worker, collected paint chips. Please see the display above. Thank you. Collected paint chips near the boathouse. These were taken to the Center for Environmental Health in Oakland to be tested. The test results were positive for lead. Unfortunately, Rec and Park has now contaminated Golden Gate Park, where children, frail elderly, and others go to play and rest and relax. Of added concern is the effect of lead on wildlife that surrounds the boathouse. There are strict laws governing the disturbance of lead paint. Now in the process of power washing, sanding, and scraping, lead chips and other particulates have been released into the air, the lake, and the park. We request an immediate reply that includes all actions that you will take to ensure this contamination is immediately remedied and specific steps you will take to ensure this gross mismanagement of our parks never occurs again. Thank you. Save Stow Lake Boathouse, the Save the Stow Lake Boathouse Coalition.
Good morning. Suzanne Dumont, SaveStowLake.org. It's been 3 weeks since we sent you that urgent letter that Sandy just read to you, and we've heard nothing from any of you. Finally, after multiple sunshine requests, we received copies of this 2007 lead report specifically ordered by Rec and Park Department for the boathouse at taxpayers' expense. This report detected a lead hazard as outlined in Title 17 of the California Code of Regulations, Division 11, Chapter 8, and was kept secret from the public since 2007. Rec and Park Director Ginsburg has an entire industrial hygiene division under his management. But even with this highly paid, licensed staff to take care of just these types of issues and multiple warnings from the community about the presence of lead in the 68-year-old structure, Mr. Ginsburg allowed this contamination of Golden Gate Park to occur that will impact the environment for years to come. The work area at the boathouse was never cordoned off. There were no signs posted to warn anyone of anything, let alone persons with respiratory or fertility problems, about the presence of floating lead particulate and chips. Babies and children who are most vulnerable to lead poisoning were not kept away from the area. In fact, there were no restrictions at all for anyone. Dozens of gardeners were brought in to re-landscape the area immediately surrounding the boathouse at the same time as painting work occurred and were never alerted to the presence of lead. How many of them took home lead particulate on their clothing and in their hair and their skin to their children on the days that they worked there? For a few $100, standard protective netting and plastic sheeting that is required of all property owners by law when disturbing lead-based paint could have easily avoided this contamination. As with so many park issues under the Ginsburg reign, it is the community taking the appropriate steps to protect our health and safety from his so-called revitalization of our parks. all while we pay enormous salaries and benefits for Ginsburg's ever-growing army of public relations staff that intimidate any journalist who dare tell the truth about his mismanagement. Ask Ginsburg's public affairs chief, Sarah Ballard, about her role in the layoff of beloved reporter Matt Smith at the SF Weekly the week after he wrote a Ranger Noir cover story that blew the whistle on the corruption in Ginsburg's Park Ranger Division. Will you, parents and grandparents, let him get away with poisoning our parks? It is your responsibility, along with the mayor, to clean up both the contamination at Stow Lake and the toxic behaviors in Rec and Park management. Thank you.